got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Big Nugget. If you're new here, I live and travel full time out of this 1993 Chevy G20. And I'm just now finishing up a midterm for my cinematography class. If you're curious as to how it went, I made a 98. So we got 49 out of 50 points correct. And the one I missed was, you know, I just overlooked. Anyway, today we're gonna do a Q&A. But before we dive into the Q&A, what's the latest and greatest? Okay, so the videos you guys have been watching have been about a month behind, roughly. So considering I'm gonna have this video out in the next 24 hours, you know, I've been losing a lot of weight. All right, I'm down officially 20 pounds since I got here, which was February 1st. So I came in here 275. Yesterday I was 255. So we're making progress, and obviously we're gonna, you know, keep on going. But hit the scale yesterday, 255 from 315. If y'all remember that video back in August that I posted, back when me pulling the truck, I guess I'll always reference that one. We're down 60 pounds collectively. So it's been pretty cool, man. And I went to the gym this morning. I did a 2-mile run. That was I usually do those on school days, Mondays and Wednesdays. And then I came over here, I did my midterm, and I'm probably about to go back to the gym now to get the actual workout in, because I do like some fasted cardio, and then I'll get some fuel in my body. I'll go back to the gym, do my workout, maybe some post-workout cardio, do some core, whatever we do. It's all kind of, it fluctuates, but either way, we're in there every single day. I know that the consistency's been on point. So yeah, that's pretty much that. School's looking good, grades are good, all A's so far still. I wouldn't expect anything less from myself, so you know, it's cool. Not surprising, because it's what I expect from myself, but it is amazing for sure. What else is going on? Somebody's calling me. I'm gonna have to catch them in a second here. Nutrition's been going good. Gym's been going good. School's been going good. I've got some exciting things coming up. I know that. For everybody, I know for this past couple weeks, I've pretty much been over here getting in a rhythm and enjoying and taking away all kind of necessary things that being here has provided for my life at this time, which has been like, you know, improving nutrition, getting in the gym, having a routine, meeting and kind of sustaining a group of friends or like a social group. All these things have been pretty helpful and beneficial mentally, and just in the overall grand scheme of things, you know, promoting positive and healthy lifestyle. So they've all been aiding in that compartment. So it's been nice. It's been really nice. Overall, it's been great. Trying to think what else has been going on. I'm just waiting on some equipment to come in. As soon as this equipment comes in, I'm gonna be doing some cooler style videos, in my opinion. It's gonna be a kind of a cinematic approach. We're gonna be trying to transition into like these short films. So we'll see how that goes. And apart from that, it's just been a season of consistency and dedication. So every day is looking pretty similar, but you know what? In my case, I believe that to be a good thing, as per the goals I'm striving to achieve. So that is that. Apart from that, I wonder if maybe we could just do the Q&A right here. Set y'all up in the dash, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. and get my workout in. Let me see. Is this? Will this work? I may have to do some editing to turn it sideways. Anyway, guys, hopefully the angle's decent. I got on my Grossmont Griffin hoodie today. So let's get into our Q&A that I promised you guys. Let's see here. Let's do posts. Here we go, Q&A. So, first up, we'll just go in order. I'll just knock them out. Emma and Bus, what's something you've learned about yourself after transitioning to vehicle/nomadic living? Something I've learned about myself. Well, not so much as per myself, but rather like an awareness to life is unpredictable. You know, I've learned that life is unpredictable in any situation that you're in. As much as we would like to have some kind of predictive theory, you never know. Like, you just absolutely never know where things could, will, or may end up. So I've learned to value that. I've learned to, as per me and my beliefs, I've learned to put a lot of faith in God. And, you know, honestly, it kind of helps me worry less. So I just realize how unpredictable life is and that it's okay. What's the one place you would consider staying to live in? This is from Mel Loves Travieso. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing anything. One place I would consider staying to live, honestly, hard to say. I wouldn't even want to make that kind of I wouldn't want to answer that kind of question without having my options explored first. I will say I'm loving the Southern Cali area. I don't know if that means I would live here necessarily, but I do know that it does make me imagine what it would be like to live here. But the vibe out here is incredible. The people are amazing. It's different. It's really sociable. People are cool for the most part. Like, it's the vibe. It's the vibe out here. So I'd give San Diego some good points in that direction. Plus, I'm kind of biased. I like beach. I like water. But I also like the PNW. So, you know, it's kind of hard to say. So let me finish hitting all the states first, and then we'll come back to this question. Hey, Big Nugget, I've been wanting to write you for a little while now, but I don't know, I kept putting it off. I've been struggling with some mental/emotional health issues, and I wonder what you do when you're going through a rough time mentally or emotionally. I go through these weird moments where I feel like I'm not really here, and then it turns into this weird feeling of emptiness and or loneliness. It's kind of hard to put into words, but I feel like my survival through that is to out myself on an autopilot, if that makes any sense. Thanks for sharing pieces of your life with us. I dream of doing van life one day. Take good care. This is Miss Karina Gomez. Well, Miss Karina, first, let's see here. We're struggling with I do get the whole kind of autopilot. I think that's like a form of disassociation. And I think that we all, as humans, experience that in some fashion, form, at some level, at some point. So I do believe it's more relatable than not. Also, as far as the mental emotional health issues, I don't have the remedy or one answer to that question. But what I can say through my own experience is that what I would do is take whatever situation it is as a whole. For me, it was just my life. Like, I'll sit here, have a talk with myself, or have a sit down with myself and kind of evaluate what variables are at play here. Like, what's going on? You know, what does my daily routine look like? What does the people I'm talking to look like? What does my perspective on life look like? I would sit and I would spend time trying to evaluate our kind of day-to-day template. And then, based on what I'm gathering from that, I would make incremental changes at a time. So for me, You know, DPDR had a really, I mean, I still struggle with DPDR, don't get me wrong, but it had a really strong hold on me in the initiation of this whole van life journey. And I was like 315 pounds. I had DPDR. I was losing everything. Like, my life was taking a crazy transition. So, for me, my starting point was my spiritual relationship. So, whether you believe in God, whether you're a Christian, whether you believe in Jesus, well, regardless of if you're part of that or if you're part of anything else, humans are spiritual beings. So I would encourage someone to get a foothold on their spiritual relationship, whatever that looks like for an individual. And so we got mind, body, soul, right? So, I mean, these are the major three components that play a part in our overall well-being. So your soul is going to be your soul, spirituality; body, physical health; mind is your emotional health. So in whatever ways you can make changes in your life to aid in those directions: spirituality for your soul, nutrition and exercise for your body, your physical health. Not everybody's circumstance is the same, so I would obviously cater ideas around what an individual situation would look like if it doesn't allow for like routine exercise. And your emotions, that could be changed simply by if you can figure out or have some control over how you choose to perceive things in life. I think that is a very powerful tool to navigate through things that may previously have been perceived as something negative. Like, it's anything that happens in life, you can choose to perceive it how you want. Like, say there was this guy, let's just say, imagine we're in a field and there's mud, and there's this guy walking through the mud, and there's this other guy watching. We'll get to him in a second. There's this one guy walking through the mud, and he's looking at it like, man, I'm walking through mud. This sucks. I can't believe I'm walking through mud today. Like, this wide open field is just full of mud. And then let's just kind of adjust how we see it here, and imagine that the person looking at him is in a wheelchair, and this person can't walk at all. So the person over here is like, oh wow, this person gets to walk through the mud. Like, man, I can't believe he gets to walk through the mud. How awesome is that? He gets to walk right through it, and he's just watching. So something so simple as that can show you the power of what perspective can do. And I think gratitude and appreciation has a lot to do with how we perceive things. With the whole emotional aspect, we can go into a direction of, you are what you eat. So you got to be mindful of the things you're consuming. I mean, what are you putting in your body? What music are you listening to? What are you watching when you're on your phone? What are you reading? What in all, every little like variation, what's going into your body? I would look into that and I would consider those things, and based upon considering those things, I would try to implement some kind of redirection. So that's what I kind of do. So that's the only thing I could encourage to do. But it's a constant effort, and it takes effort. Matter of fact, real quick while we're on this, and I'll move on. There's a Jim Carrey quote that I read years ago, and it resonated with me. Jim Carrey depression quote. So, here we go, right here. He said, I believe depression is legitimate, but I also believe that if you don't exercise, eat nutritious foods, get sunlight, get enough sleep, consume positive material, surround yourself with support, then you aren't giving yourself a fighting chance. So, with that, it sucks. It really does. I struggle with mental health a lot. But we can alter these things. We can do things to combat it, and if we want to see some change, then ultimately we're going to have to do some things that are, not always ideal. Like, I didn't really want to go. Sometimes I don't want to go do some cardio first thing as soon as I wake up. But why do I do it? Because it's necessary if I want to see the change that I'm looking to obtain. So, something to think about, and I do hope that gets better. I would also here we go, back here. I would also even encourage, maybe, you know, if you're feeling down, something else that brings joy to people is doing for others. I think everybody finds joy in feeling like they contributed to something. So I don't know, maybe try to brighten up somebody else's day. You know, that's kind of where I started with it all. Maybe something as small as holding the door, or smiling when you say hey, or whatever the case may be. You know, being a good person to other people makes us feel good. It brings us intrinsic value. So I really hope that I take this, this is really important to me. So I really hope that this added some value, and I hope that there's something useful from that. All right, Danny Neve, what happened to Northwest Way YouTube channel? Okay, that's my boy Danny just trolling. Danny, we did the catch and cook with the crabs and the P&W, and the cave video, him and Miss Lauren. So we're gonna move on, Danny. I think he got another one anyway. Let's see. We got Maddie Appleseed. Hey, Big Nugget, been a fan since I found you after the collab with Mateo. I'm wondering if you would be down to take part in organizing a van life meetup. I want to get a convoy together to clean up America. Well, Mr. Matty Appleseed, I'll tell you this. I'm not opposed, brother. I'm not opposed. You want to do a cleanup to America? I think that's a great thing. As far as organizing the van life meetup, I mean, sure. I don't see why not. Let's do it. Let's see. Danny again. Any plans to add a fish tank to the bus build? Well, brother, I tell you this. While there may be no need for domestic tilapia, we will have plenty room for culinary tilapia, as there may not be a fish tank. I will be grilling some up while we're on this lean protein. But ultimately, no fish tank in the bus build, most likely. Miss Misty, for those of us that want to help with supporting you in preparation for your bus build, what's the best way to do that? Do you think you will eventually make a wish list for specific items? Is Cash App the best way to help contribute to building materials? Any thought yet as to what type of paint job you will give the bus? As far as supporting the bus build, no idea. Honestly, I'm still working on the architectural design. I just kind of figured out like a style that I would like to go for. And I'm taking a pause because I'm debating if I want to share it with y'all. Yeah, I'll share it. So, as far as supporting the bus build, at this time, there's really nothing to do. I still have a lot of work to do on my end. So I don't even fully know everything I need yet. But if y'all want to take a look, let's see if y'all can see this. Oh, this here is basically I'm going for like a modern boho kind of a beach style. We've got dark wood and we've got light cabinetry. I think I'm going to take that approach. I'm trying to stay away. Another thing, kind of rounding back to the previous question, or the other one about mental health. I'm trying to alleviate things that might enable depression for my life. So as much as I would like, let me get situated first. All right, there we go. As much as I would like to go take a darker kind of, mysterious route with the build, I just want to take a brighter approach because I feel like it'll be beneficial more for me in the end. But as far as the van build goes, the bus build, yeah, nothing to do at this time. Nothing, like I've got to figure out so much more stuff. But Amazon wish list, I most likely will do. It's just such a fun way to kind of engage with you guys. Like, I put up a list, y'all kind of order, and everybody, like, I can see who's contributing. It's just cool. I just like it. It's a cool dynamic. Any thought yet when it comes to the paint job? I'm not sure. I have been giving it some thought. I have some ideas. I'm not entirely sure yet. However, it will be getting a paint job. You can rest assured I'm going to take that thing to Mississippi, and me and old Papa Bear are going to do what he does, which is paint. I recently learned you had a son. Do you speak with him regularly? I bet he is adorable. Well, I know a lot of people probably have a bunch of questions in that regard, but no, I do talk to him regularly. We have a good relationship. Me and his mom have a good relationship. Um, you know, she, it's not she. We're just not together. Like we have a kid together, but we're not together. She's got her life. She lives her life. She's got other kids. She's with somebody. For anybody that needs just any kind of insight, not that I feel like is necessary per se, but just to give some. Man, so she kind of they've got their life, and I kind of do what I do. I talk to my son, but yeah, he is adorable, man. I talk to him, but just to kind of get that out the way, I won't ever go too deep on on that. It's private. I keep my private life pretty private, or in that regard. But let's see, moving on. Mac Jenkins, have you ever been to Virginia before to visit around? I've never been to Virginia, but I will be there eventually. I know that. Let's see. Razi Dawes, I know it's more recent, but what's going on with the Peace Corps? So, not going to the Peace Corps. Had I been going to the Peace Corps, I actually would have already been gone. And that was determined by me. Long story short, I just had some traffic tickets riding around last year with no insurance. Who would have thought? But anyway, that pretty much what held me up. So Peace Corps kind of navigated off the list of what we're doing. But I am very fond of the Peace Corps idea and would not mind doing it maybe sometime in the future. Or at least, if not that, something similar. If you could travel internationally, where would you go and why? International travel, I would go to Turkey. I would go to Bali, Indonesia. And I would probably do some kind of Christian pilgrimage in the Middle East. That one, the latter of the three, would obviously align with my spiritual beliefs. Turkey, I don't know. I just have an interest in Turkey. I just like the Middle Eastern culture. I find it to be very kind of intriguing, and it's different than Western culture. I mean, it's just so different. Like, for anybody who hasn't ever been to like the Eastern Hemisphere of the world, it's a lot. It is completely different. Like everything we know and how we do over here, you go over there and you don't think. It's almost like you don't perceptualize how different it is in the terms of behavior. It's hard to explain. It's something that you really have to experience. But anyway, I do have a draw to Turkey. I'm not exactly sure what. I just like it, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's cool. I've always wanted to try some Turkish coffee. I've heard. I think Turkish. Well, maybe I don't know if I want to say Turkish. I just don't know if they beat Colombian. But I've heard Turkey has the strongest coffee. So we'll have to do a check on that actually. But Turkey, just to check. I guess we're going just for the coffee. And Bali, Indonesia, that has been my number one travel destination location forever now. Like, so Bali, Indonesia was my number one like worldwide location I've ever wanted to go to, and Glacier National Park in Montana was my number one in the U.S. Now, since I went to Washington, I think I shifted over to the North Cascades as opposed to Glacier National Park. Not to take away from them, but anywho, that would be my countries. What kind of program are you enrolled in at the school you are attending? Well, so I'm attending two schools, UMGC, University of Maryland Global Campus, and that's my primary school, and I'm enrolled in a psychology degree. And actually, I just applied for graduation. It's my associates. I'm getting my associates this summer. Don't get carried away. But I just applied for graduation within this past week. So I'll be getting my associate's degree this summer. Obviously, we're going to keep it rolling and pursue for the bachelor's. Along the way, I will be obtaining a clinical mental health certificate along with a social sciences certificate. So hopefully that kind of clarifies all the schooling. Over here, Grossmont College in El Cajon, California, over here in San Diego, I am taking a single camera cinematography class. So it's just like a film class that's been pretty freaking awesome. And I'm just taking that. It falls in my elective category on my curriculum. But hey, it's been very fun. It's been cool. Actually, I'm going to be our first project. It's like a 45-second to 1 minute long project. It's our literal first project. So I mean, it's nothing crazy. But I will be posting that on Patreon. So if you want to see that video, or if you just want the extra content that kind of comes with Patreon from now and then, from every now and then or whatever, I would check out the Patreon. I will be posting my school projects on there for sure. And that's not something I'm going to put on YouTube. I'll just post it straight to Patreon, especially considering I need something to kind of set Patreon apart. Like I got to have some kind of thanks. So I'll use my school projects as that for sure. Let's see. Your visit to Slab City was an amazing documentary. What part of that visit touched you the most? Love you, man. Slab City was an interesting experience nonetheless. I don't think there was necessarily one particular incident. I just think it was absorbing in Slab City as a whole in person. Okay, so this is how I describe Slab City. It reminds me of, if you ever played Fallout or Borderlands or watched the shows, because they had the shows now, or if you've ever, if you have some kind of interest in post-apocalyptic civilization, that's really the feeling, like the vibe I got from Slab City. And it was just an interesting way of living. Like it was interesting. I'm honestly not exactly sure how I feel. Like I don't really have feelings about it other than I'm pretty neutral. It's just interesting to see that that's a thing. So, apart from that, I mean, yeah, we'll chalk it up to intriguing. Let's see. Would you come to Maryland one day? Yes, I will. Did somebody say that already, or they were asking somewhere else? I will be coming to Maryland one day. Not sure if I said that already or not, but I'm going to be hitting all 50 states in due time. We do have that kind of subconscious goal. Let's see here. Paul Tervine. Yo, what's the scariest thing that's ever happened while camping? Man, I really haven't had too scary of an experiences while camping. Other than like sometimes when I'm alone in a desolate area and I'm in some unfamiliar territory and I don't have any service, that kind of makes me a little like, you know what I mean? And it's not, I'm more nervous of like some wild animal coming out to get me, and then there I am. Or like I've mentioned this before, I'm scared of some Mayan tribe just swooping through, throwing me up on the stick, like you see in Apocalypto or something, and they're walking me on the stick all the way to slow roast me over the fire. I get irrational fears. So that's pretty much my experience with that. And let's see. They had a couple more right here. Let's see here. Wildflowers 2022 asks what type of women do you like? Y'all crazy. Well, I will answer it. The kind of women that I like would be super nice, super kind, super genuine, loving women, over the top nice, like questionably nice. Like, why are you so like? Why are you such a good woman? Why are you such a nice woman? Why are you such a kind woman? As per where I'm at with my beliefs, we had to share. We both had to believe in God and kind of put God first, center above all. And I think a lot of things that I may want from a woman or like out of a woman or whatever, would kind of fall into place if we share putting God first and everything. Everything kind of falls into place on its own so we don't really have to break down nitty gritty. But super loving, kind woman, probably that shares similar like values, or at least ones that may be copacetic with my own. When my own would be like compassion, health, wisdom. Probably up there in my top 3. I've been doing a lot of value essays or kind of assignments lately. What's another one? Yeah, compassion for sure. Maybe I don't want to say respect, because like I'll give respect and not expect respect, so that's why I leave respect out. But yeah, super kind, loving woman that probably shares primary, like the compassion. I like the compassion, so that would answer that. It doesn't have a type. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a hair length or a nail polish type. Whether you're doing acrylic or gel, that's up to you. But anyway, just to keep it simple, I think my dad would use the term called a virtuous woman, and I'm looking it up as we speak. A virtuous woman. Oh, okay. V-U-O-U-S. Virtuous woman, by definition. Let's see here. Possess and demonstrate high moral standards and ethical principles, acting in a way that is considered good, right, and upright. There's actually there's a Proverbs reference. Virtuous. Proverbs. Proverbs 31. A virtuous woman, a woman of valor. That sounds pretty cool, huh? Someone whose value is far above rubies, whose husband trusts her, and whose actions reflect diligence, kindness, and a fear of the Lord. It pretty much sums it up. Virtuous woman. But anyway, guys, I guess we can go ahead and conclude here, or kind of bring this video to an end. My next step for the day is going to be, I'm going back to the gym to do my actual workout. Probably get some core exercising in as well. Do some more post-workout cardio. Now that I've kind of fueled up a little bit, ready to go burn some carbs here. And then after that, probably do some homework. Oh, I didn't even look. Let me show you guys my new books, and I'll even tell you the topic of another book I would like to get, so it'll give you guys room for suggestions. So I was reading in my psych class this past week, and that's actually what inspired this one here, which is Daniel Coleman's, can y'all see? Daniel Coleman's Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. So, pretty self-explanatory, emotional intelligence book. I think wouldn't be a bad place for me to navigate. It's an area I would appreciate some improvement in. My other ones, they're pretty tucked away in the back. But the other ones are Atomic Habits and Thinking Fast and Slow. So I'll pop them up right here so y'all can see a picture. I don't want to just leave y'all high and dry. And a book I'm looking to get would be a good book on conflict resolution, handling conflict, managing conflict, things along the lines of that. So if you've happened to read a book that is geared toward that, then let your boy know in the comments, because I'm looking to get one. But don't worry, there's no rush. It's gonna take me it's gonna take me some time to read these 3. So anyway, man, that's the latest and greatest, guys. Just kind of been doing the same thing each day and have been enjoying it, been appreciating it. And yeah, class has just kind of been wheeling along. It's been pretty quick. I'm already almost halfway through my second set of classes online, and I just took my midterm for my cinematography class today. Down 20 pounds since we've been out here in San Diego. Down 60 since the initial video of being mindful of health. And hey, it feels cool. It feels cool. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. So if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. If you're new, welcome to the family. As always, this Big Nugget, and I'm out.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall.